Hello boys and girls, and welcome back to another Bake with Mr. Price. I'm in the kitchen today and I thought it would be fun to show you how to make some pasta dough because we're gonna have it for lunch when we take our brain break. So I need to get making it now because it has to sit in the refrigerator for a little bit. So this is pasta here, but I want to have some fresh pasta for lunch. So to do it, it's so super easy. And what you'll need will be some flour, some salt, some oil, and some eggs. So the first thing I want to do is I want to take the eggs and I want to crack them to separate the yellow yolk from the white inside. Okay, so I'm gonna just put you right there. So I have my two bowls here because I'm gonna separate the yolk from the white. And I have, I think, about 6 eggs here, so I'm just gonna use them up today. So I'm gonna crack them and kind of scoop the yellow yolk out just like that and put it into a bowl. Okay, so I put my yolks into my container, and now what I'm gonna do is take just a little bit of olive oil and put it in, and I'm going to take a little pinch of salt and put it in. And now I'm ready to make the pasta. It's that easy. So what I did was I took about 2 cups of flour and I just put it onto my board here. And what I'm gonna do is I'll move you down so you can see. Okay. And I'm gonna create something called a well. So I'm just gonna take my measuring cup and put a well into the flour. So I'm gonna dump my yolk and the oil and the salt in. Okay? And now what I'm gonna do is take the whisk and just start whisking the yolk. And as I do this, I'm gonna start gently pulling in a little bit of that flour off the edges of the well. Okay. So now what's happening is it's getting to the point where I'm gonna have to start kneading it a bit. Kneading it is when you push it around to start to get it to become elastic and sticky. So I happen to have, this is called a bench scraper. You've probably seen me use this before in some other baking videos. And I'm gonna move the extra flour away. Ooh, sorry. I'm gonna get that out of the way. Okay. And now, I'm just gonna start pushing that dough with my scraper. Get all that extra out of there. If you put too much flour, it becomes tough. So you only want to use what it's going to suck up. Okay. So now, this is where you have to play with it like it's Play-Doh. And very lightly, I start kind of folding it over. And if you do it right, within a second here, you're gonna start to get dough. Okay, so I think I'm ready. And a little tip to help you figure out when your pasta dough is ready is if you lightly push your thumb inside of it like that, and it bounces back out like it's doing, you know the pasta dough is ready. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a little bit of this plastic wrap and I'm gonna cover up my dough. Okay? So in an hour, I'll check back in with you. Okay, boys and girls, it's been about an hour, actually a little longer, and you can see my dough rested in the refrigerator, and look how beautiful and yellow it is. And now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my board and I am going to start to make little pieces of pasta. So I'm gonna open this up them out. And what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna cut the dough in half here with my pasta bench scraper and flour my board. Okay, and I cut it that way I can work with smaller pieces. So what I want to do is I'm going to take my rolling pin here and I'm going to first roll out the dough, and I'm going to pan you down here so you can see a little bit better. Just a little bit. Okay, don't put too much flour. Okay, out of the way. And now this is really important. I don't have a machine to make pasta, so I have to do it by hand. So once I roll it out like that, I'm going to fold it over itself like that and roll it out again. I have to do this 3 times. So now what I want to do is take the dough and I want to roll it out as thinly as I can get it. Yeah. Okay, now look how thin that pasta is. Pretty cool, right? And now what I'm gonna do is I'm going to just lightly roll it up. Okay, so boys and girls, what I did was after I rolled it up, I forgot to film it, but I took my little bench scraper here, and once I rolled it, I just went like this, and I cut it up into little strips like this, and it made the little pasta noodles. Do you see that? So I have so much here, look at this. And I put a little bit of flour on them, just to keep them from sticking to each other. And I'm gonna put them into the bowl and let them rest for a little bit. And then I will cook them and put some sauce on them, and we'll have them for lunch. Okay, boys and girls, the pasta is out and it is cooked, and I put it with some butter and some garlic and some Italian seasonings. So now it's time for the taste test. So I'm gonna take some out. Take a little Parmesan cheese, and let's give it a try. That's fantastic. So, I'm glad you got to take this brain break with me, and I'm glad you got to see where pasta comes from, and enjoy. See you later, boys and girls. Bye.